The latest trailer for American Horror Story has the image of a baby on a charcuterie board. Well, thanks for that, Ryan Murphy. Welcome in, American Horror Story fans, with only the finale of Red Tide remaining before they switch off the double feature to the Death Valley story about aliens. We've got a lot of theory crafting to do about what we're going to find in the finale, which is only one day away. Welcome to Voice of the Fat Mantis. Now let's get into it. Now before we hit up those theories, I would like you to like, share, and of course subscribe. The most important, it is important that you know what's going on in the world of the Voice of the Fat Mantis, as more reviews and shenanigans are on the way. Now let's get into it. It's interesting that they are coming off of possibly their best episode yet, not only of this season, but possibly of this series. The last episode, episode 5, Gaslight, was utterly amazing. It was predictable, beautiful, and totally worth going through it. We all knew that Doris was bound for the pill. We all probably speculated that she was going to be a no-talent hack and turn into a bald person. That's exactly what we got. However, it was heartbreaking to see. Watching that transformation, and most importantly, the actual gaslighting, not only done by everyone around her, but the gaslighting of her daughter to trick her into taking that pill. It was just utterly tragic. It was quite something to behold. I really enjoyed that episode. But we need to talk about what the theories are, so let's get into it. Theory number 1. The pill is a placebo. Yes, I know, it seems very unlikely. However, this theory has been going around Reddit very hardcore. And this is the idea that people are only creative because they believe they're going to be creative. And that the bloodlust is also only in their mind. Now, this does violate one simple idea. And it's the important character of Alma. Alma became both creative and bloodthirsty before she even knew what the pill was. She took it not knowing, actually thinking that it was some sort of Adderall or something like that. So that does violate that. However, it is a possibility that in this experiment, all of this is in people's heads and they're just behaving the way they were meant to be. In other words, it's all their inner self. Theory number 2, the chemist is going to kill everyone. That's right, she is one of the only characters who does not have an origin. Now, she did state that she worked for the government. Remember, in stories like this, you cannot take someone's word for who or what they're about. Remember, there are many twists and turns, and does she work for the government? She seems like such a shady figure. I wonder if that's possible. Now, it stands to reason that her experiment has finally reached its final end. She's gotten the information she needs. And does she really want to continue and allow these people to continue doing what they're doing when they have such high collateral damage? It is likely that she wants to clean this up. In other words, that right now it feels like it's a gang warfare between the Gardner's family and the original artists of the community, and it looks like they're going to try to kill each other off. But it's possible that whoever is left standing will be ultimately destroyed by the chemist, and that we will reveal who the chemist is. Does she work for the government, or is she actually a secret alien? Her cold and strange demeanor might actually point to that she's an alien working on this. I think we all know that this is going to connect into Death Valley, and my theory is that either the pill itself is an alien experiment or could possibly be made out of aliens. Interestingly enough, strangely enough, it would seem that Belle Noire and Austin Summers would know her origin, or possibly know that she's connected with aliens. After all, she did point out to them that they may be able to reverse engineer the ingredients, but the actual process of making it could not be replicated. And they looked at her without question of this, meaning that they possibly already know her sick origins. I can't wait to find out more about this character. I even believe that in the Death Valley story, we're going to see a younger version of her. I wonder who will play her, but I think we are going to get actual definitive answers as to the origins of the chemist, and we're not going to understand it until Death Valley. Theory number 3, Alma is going to be the last vampire standing. This is pretty predictable theory. I think a lot of us are thinking about it. I think it's clear that Alma is going to eventually not have any use for her father anymore. We've already seen in previews for the next episode that her father is going to put his foot down and say they're stopping taking the pill. I don't think she's going to stand for that, or her new caregiver, aka Ursula. I think honestly Alma's going to end up having a battle with her father, and she is going to get rid of him in the name of creative genius. The only alternative to doing this would be to off Alma, because let's face it, she's so dark she can't possibly go back to a normal life. The thing is American Horror Story up to the challenge of actually killing a little girl? I mean, I believe her age was cited as 9. I would doubt that she's no more than 10 years old. Will American Horror Story actually have an adult murder a child, even though she's a murderer and a psychopath? I don't know, but no matter what happens in this case, I cannot wait to see it. 4, Ursula is the mastermind of Mastermind. She's behind it all. It is possible that Ursula, that's right, the Hollywood talent agent, is the one who's in charge of everything. There are some theories circulating on Reddit that it's possible that she is a relative to the original Pale Man, and that's actually why they told us his origin story, and that she's known all along what's going on with this town. It is possible that all these machinations come from her, and that she manipulated Harry and his family into going to this town so she could finally unlock the secrets of the pill. There is a scene in the preview where she looks like she's in the cemetery surrounded by Pale Men, and I doubt that's going to be her end. It's possibly part of her manipulation game, and that she wants them to come around her for some reason. It is possible she'll gain control of them and use them against the others. Now, we understand that there's only one person who seems to have control over them, and that is Belle Noire. She seems to be the queen of the vampires, but is it possible that either the Chemist or Ursula actually have some sort of means at it? There's also another possibility that Ursula has always been on the pill and has never been ignorant of this situation. It seems that she's a wasted character if she just stumbled upon this and her whole goal is to make a boutique of successful writers out there. It seems like almost a waste of a character, as more twists and turns are ready to come. And Ursula, let's just face it, she seems pretty goddamn evil. Theory number 5, TB Karen is still alive. So the trailer does show people fishing something out of the water. Now, there is a possibility that we actually didn't see a goodbye to Karen. And what the theory suggests is that the pill does far more than simply give you creativity. They have the thirst and need of blood like a vampire. Is it possible the pill gives you even more? Possible regenerative abilities? It's actually possible. Let's face it, this is not unusual to American Horror Story, but her death in this entire sequence seemed sudden and abrupt. It's almost like she had way more character. Plus, the series is starting to lack any likable characters. We all hate them. We saw the end of Harry's humanity when he was willing to, not only after his wife was poisoned, to simply send her off and not try to save her soul. He can't wait to start dating models and all sorts of other fancy, important people and ditch his wife. He is no longer a likable character. Let's face it, we want him dead. So who's left to save the day? Now, my guess is that TB Karen might be getting fished out of the water, but only to be alive. Does her saga continue? I know that painting she painted, that masterpiece, is definitely going to be coming out. Well, there you have it. Those are our top theories for American Horror Story, the finale of Red Tide. Don't worry, we've got more American Horror Story, 4 more episodes of Death Valley. I really wish Death Valley was going to be 6 episodes. I mean, let's face it, we can never get enough of the aliens. Please give us more aliens, Ryan Murphy. But what do you guys think of these theories? Cockamamie or sound as fuck? Please let me know down in the comments. And remember to like, share, and subscribe, and keep tuning in to Voice of the Fat Mantis for more American Horror Story and other shenanigans. Until next time, ciao for now.